Hey there, I'm Andrea Nguyen, cookbook author, and my latest book is called Vietnamese Food Any Day. I'm here at the Lynn Hall in Minneapolis, and I'm going to make some great recipes today to show you how easy it is to make Vietnamese food. The first thing we're going to start out with is a basic recipe. Master this recipe and you're going to nail Vietnamese food 9 times out of 10. The last time you're going to have to finesse it a little bit, but you can finesse this sauce too. And it is the Nuoc Cham dipping sauce. So if you've ever had Vietnamese food, you've probably had this sauce. And there are a lot of recipes that tell you just throw everything into a bowl and mix it up. But we're gonna take a little bit more of a strategic approach because I want you to be able to practice this sauce at home with ingredients that you can get within your reach at a regular supermarket. Ingredients vary a lot, and I know in your home, ingredients are going to be different than what's in my home. So what I do is I break this physical process of making the sauce down into stages. So the first one is we're going to make a limeade. So let's just put some sugar into the bowl here, and I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons. Then we're going to juice some limes. I like to get really kind of like juicy ones, and the way that you can know that you've got a juicy lime is that it's really super smooth. So don't get one that's kind of pebbly and got rough skin. Get a nice juicy one, and then right before you squeeze on it, give it a nice little roll. Lean down on it to make sure that you're kind of crushing some of those fibers in there. Then get yourself a citrus reamer. So this one's fabulous because I can really lean in on it. I like to use citrus reamers like this one or like a handheld one that has a handle because you get some of the pulp, and the pulp from limes are really fantastic for adding texture to Nuoc Cham dipping sauce. This is a great thing for getting out your aggression, or maybe you had a bad day. Go ahead and juice some limes. We're going to measure out like 3 tablespoons, 3 to 4 tablespoons. I'm just gonna go for it and go for 4 because I like things a little sour. Go ahead and stir it to dissolve the sugar. Adding warm water instead of cold water allows you to really facilitate, dissolving the sugar. If your limes are a little bitter, sometimes you can add a little rice vinegar, and that will then kind of round things out, kind of rounds out the bitter edges a little bit. I'm just going to use a couple of the teaspoons. Let's taste it again. It has a nice little balance. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more sweetness because remember, I only started out with like 2 tablespoons of sugar at the front end. And today, I'm feeling that I need a little extra sweetness. And then once that you have your limeade base, now you can add your fish sauce. This is one of my favorites. It's Red Boat, and it actually is made in Vietnam. And I typically use 3 to 4 tablespoons. And you want to finish at a relatively beautiful amber color. So this is essentially, at this point, your Nuoc Cham dipping sauce. But let's say you want to punch it up with a few goodies. And even though this is the foundation, like when you're at a Vietnamese restaurant, you can add something like chili garlic sauce if you want to, or fresh chilies. At home, you can add as much or as little fresh chilies as you want. And I love, 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 love the flavor of Thai chilies. When you're buying Thai chilies, you can buy a bunch and just freeze them, and they'll keep for a good year or so. Now, I chop chilies without using gloves. And the reason is that it just seems like a waste of gloves. But here's a little trick that you can do to chop a chili. Hold on to the stem and go ahead. And if you want rings, you just can cut rings like this. And then you can use the stem to scoot it right onto your knife blade. Get on there. And then you can add it to your sauce. Ooh, smells nice and spicy. Now let's say you wanted a minced chili. Then go ahead and split it like so. And then now all of a sudden you very efficiently cut your chilies down to a much smaller size. A lot of people ask me, well, do you want the seeds or not? Hell yes, I want those seeds in there because I want some excitement in my dipping sauces. And you know, chili heat is really great for health. So add as much chili as you like. Let's say you wanted a little garlic in there too. That is totally permissible. So stir that in. And let's say you wanted a little kind of texture. So if you want a texture, what a lot of times Vietnamese people do is they will add a little carrot. So this is like some carrot that I cut into thin matchsticks. You can also grate it. And you can add some directly in there and let it sit. And what happens is it becomes a little bit of a pickle. Just kind of soften and it'll absorb the sauce. It will also add some of its natural sweetness to the sauce. And then when you use it in your food, you will get some of that texture as well. Today, I'm just gonna hold off on that a little bit, and because I don't wanna waste my work, and I like it a little spicy, I'm just gonna add that in there. So you can, you know, slice things thin. You can also use red or green chilies, and there you go. You have your Vietnamese Nuoc Cham dipping sauce. You can keep it around for like 8 hours at room temperature, cover it, and sometimes when I do that, I add the chilies right at the end so there's like this beautiful burst of heat. But serve it in a communal bowl, or you can portion it out into smaller bowls for your guests. This recipe is available at splendidtable.org, as well as many other recipes in my book, Vietnamese Food Any Day.